I went to Germany to file the case with Wolfgang in November, and we filed it from a theater called the Babylon Theater, which would have been in Old East Berlin. And it was a site, actually, a historic site in East Germany, where anti-fascists fought against Hitler and were eventually, of course, liquidated. But it's one of the most historic theaters in Berlin. And when we got there, we were shocked. First, on the marquee, it had big words, "Human Rights Against Rumsfeld," which was a great feeling. Then there were 150 press in the room. And I compared it to when we filed 2 years earlier, when there were some press, but nothing like this. And of course, it was a couple of days after Rumsfeld resigned, and I remember reading the entire New York Times, 6 pages of material on Rumsfeld and the Iraq War, and not a word about his implementation of the torture practices and program of the United States. After we filed this case, there is no one who thinks about Rumsfeld who doesn't think about him as one of the people who involved in setting up the torture program. So in my view, the case already is quite successful. It was an amazing moment. Janice Karpinski was with us, and one of the reporters said to her, which is true for Rumsfeld as well, you could be arrested by the German authorities right now for your role, if they think there's one, in the Abu Ghraib torture. And she said, well, I've come because I really believe that we have to bring the higher-ups to justice. And they continue, the German government, of course, to think that she could be arrested, or, and this is the good part, that if Donald Rumsfeld decides to go to Germany, he is taking a very high risk. The theory of universal jurisdiction is that there should never be a safe haven for a torturer, nowhere in the world. And once you file a case like this in Germany, there could be even today an arrest warrant issued that is secret, that Rumsfeld doesn't know about, that we don't know about, that would be good all over Europe. So he is not going to be traveling out of his incredibly sad plantation, Mount Misery, which is, what it's called, and taking a trip to Europe very soon.